Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is the first tutorial video that we've done on the channel, but Way of the Hunter is a relatively new game that came out. Thought I'd make a video showing you guys how to install reshade on your game, really improve the look and feel of the game. I use reshade on a lot of games that I play. I could tell kind of immediately that Way of the Hunter would greatly benefit from some basic reshade effects. These aren't going to get too terribly crazy. Way of the Hunter is already a pretty good looking game, but with this preset file that you can download in the description I've created, it's going to help you, one, sharpen up the image, two, add a little more intensity and saturation to the color, and three, add some contrast HDR like effects that will make the game look better, but also kind of help to minimize the brightness of the sun, which I find to be a little overbearing in this game. But without dragging this out too much, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alrighty, now down in the description, you guys are going to see two links. First link is going to take you to the Reshade website, which I have up right here. Just go ahead and click this download button. It's going to take you down to the bottom of the page here, where you'll see yet another download button right here. Now, the most current version at the time of this video is 5.4.2. If you're checking this video out a couple months down the road, maybe a newer version out, that's okay. Just grab that one. Make sure you know where you save it so we can use it later. Second link is going to take you to my Google Drive where you can download the preset file that I've created. Click the link, it's just going to take you right here. Just click this download button. Now, one thing to note, depending on the browser that you're using, you may get a message like this up in the top right-hand corner. Says this file was blocked because this type of file can harm your device. It's just something built into some of the browsers to protect you from files that they don't recognize. If you click the three dots on the right-hand side there, you can just click the keep button and the download will finish. These things out here. All right, now we've got the two files that we need. Just make sure you know where they are. The first thing you're going to do is run the reshade setup file right here. Now, as soon as you run it, it's going to give you a list of games that it has automatically detected. Now, as long as you have played Way of the Hunter before, your game should come up in this list. You're going to see two different ones. We are simply looking for Way of the Hunter EXE. Go ahead and select that one. Now, if that does not appear, that's okay. You're just going to have to go down to this browse button here and find your installation path for Way of the Hunter in Steam and point it to the EXE manually. Now, if you don't know how to do that, I will show you real quick. We're going to open Steam, go to our library. Let me sort this. All right, find your Way of the Hunter, right click, go to Manage, and Browse Local Files. Now, this is going to take you right to your Way of the Hunter EXE. You can see my installation path is the default, but yours, if you have your games installed on other drives that are not your main C drive, then your game will probably be in a different folder. Reshade is probably going to find it for you, but this is how you can find that path if you need to. All right, so we've got Way of the Hunter selected. Just going to click Next. Reshade should automatically detect that it is a DirectX 10, 11, or 12 game. If it does not, just make sure you have this one selected. Go ahead and click Next. Now, here is where it's going to ask for that second file that we downloaded. Select a preset to install. So you're going to click Browse, and you're going to point that to wherever you saved that file, probably right in your downloads folder. For me, I have both of those files on my desktop just to make this a little easier right now. So I'm going to click the huntersharpcolor.ini and click Open. Click Next. Now, these are all of the different effects that you can install with Reshade. They're all free. However, a lot of these things are fairly complicated settings meant mainly for photography and things like that. Some of them don't cooperate very well with games. Some of them just have incredibly in-depth settings that go well over my head. So for this preset, we're just looking to do those 3 things we listed at the start here. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that Suite Effects is checked off here. And all the way down at the bottom, Legacy Effects is checked off here. Now, Reshade should automatically check these off because the preset requires files from these. But if they are not checked, just go ahead and check them. Click Next. And it is going to download those packs we just told it to install. And that's it. We're done. Click Finish. Now, we're going to start up Way of the Hunter. You will be able to tell kind of right off the bat here whether the installation went well. Up here at the top, you can see this bar has now popped up. Reshade is now installed successfully. Press Home to start the tutorial. We're just going to load the game up here real quick. All right. Now, the first time you open this up, first time you press that home button on your keyboard to get to this menu, this is what you're going to be presented with. You can choose to go through a small tutorial here, or you can skip the tutorial. If you've used Reshade before, you probably don't need to know anything from this tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and skip it. If you've never used Reshade and you want to know a little more, you can go ahead and use it. But it's not really going to matter because everything is basically set up for us already. So once we're done with the tutorial screen, it moves us into this screen right here. Now, sometimes you're not going to have your active effects at the top. If the checked off effects are not at the top here, go ahead and click this active to top button, and everything that is checked off will automatically be moved to the top. So any effect that is on will automatically be at the top, and you can kind of see where they are. These are the 5 effects that we are using for our game right now. Like I said, I'm not going too crazy in depth with these, but I do think that they really make the game pop a little better as far as the colors are concerned, the sharpness, and definitely as far as dealing with some of that sunlight issue. Obviously, it's pretty late in game at the moment, so it's fairly dark out. Let's go ahead and rest till around sunrise. Let you guys get a better look at the settings here. All right. Now this is the game with the reshade effects turned on. Remember, you can always press the home key to get in and out of your reshade menu here. Now, just to give you a comparison, we are going to turn these effects off. This is the base game. Again, very good looking game, just could use a little extra something. And if you'd like, we will walk through briefly kind of each of these effects so you can see them individually and how they're changing things. So we'll start with the top one, HDR. Now, as soon as we click that, you can tell there's a massive difference in the contrast. This is not true HDR, but it is an attempt to replicate it without having an HDR monitor. I think it adds a lot to the game, personally. Now, the sharpen, I didn't go too crazy with. You can see, turn it off, turn it on, off, on. It's not too crazy, but the YouTube compression is not going to allow me to really show you what it will look like on your end. You'll just have to play with it. Colorfulness and vibrance, we kind of have going hand in hand here. Again, I did not turn these up too much. All of these things are going to depend on your monitor and your settings. So everything is going to look slightly different depending on what yours is set up like. Tone map also affects colors, a little bit of contrast, but basically when we throw all of these effects on, you can instantly tell that the game just, in my opinion, looks much better. Now, I'll show you quickly how to adjust some of these settings. Down at the bottom is all the effects that we have currently active. I'm going to drag this bar up here just to make this a little easier. You can mess with any of these settings that you would like to, but they do get a little complicated. The tone map especially, I'm still trying to figure out how that works, but we've got it looking pretty good. The main thing, if you want to turn up your sharpening, adaptive sharpening strength, you can really sharpen this image like crazy if you want to, or you can turn off the sharpening entirely. Again, I think we have this set at 0.25 right now. It's not a lot of sharpening, but it does add something. I have found that if you over sharpen the image too much, what you'll find is that in this tall grass, it starts to look very, very jagged and just does not look very realistic. So I put it on kind of a nice middle ground, but feel free to mess with that setting. Again, colorfulness, vibrance, you can turn those up or down fairly easily just with the slider bars. My monitor does not have particularly good color representation, so these I have to use a little more. If you have a very nice monitor and you think your colors are good, you can turn this setting off. You can uncheck vibrance, colorfulness, whatever you want to do. But for me, I like more of a oversaturated picture. But these are all the settings down here that you can mess with. These are, you know, anything unchecked here is a list of other effects that we've downloaded and did not use. I have not really messed with a whole lot of them yet. There is one interesting one here, night vision. I recommend if you're going to turn on this night vision to turn off some of these other effects because they don't seem to cooperate very well. I have not played with this very much, but it's kind of interesting being that there's no night vision scopes currently in the game. If you want to play at night and you want to have that night vision feel, you can kind of mess around with that. I have not messed with the settings for it at all, but it's there. But guys, I really hope that you learned something here. I really hope that this video helps you guys out, and please, 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 if it helped you out, please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Go down in the comments section. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like. What can I do better? Is there something out of this preset file that you would like to see changed or something additional added to it? Please let me know what I can do better. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out for the video this long. I really hope this improves your experience. And everybody have a good one. Good hunting.